Hello YouTube, Mike Swingman here, giving you guys another YouTube video. This is a video that I actually got from my Twitch community that they have asked me to do this video. And this video is the approach to pitching, okay? So this is something that I wanted to really give you guys an outlook of what I use in the show 21 and how it makes me a better pitcher. But not only that, I want you guys to get more Ks, okay? I want you guys to strike out more people out, be more confident at the bump, and not get so anxious or have anxiety of, are you going to give up a home run, okay? So before we dive into that video, though, I want you guys to go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit those bell notifications buttons so that you are notified for my future uploads on this channel, all right? So we're on the road to 500. Currently, as I'm shooting this video right now, we're at 470, all right, 470. So I'd really appreciate if you guys do so. It can really help to benefit the channel a lot if you do so. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's dive into the video. All right, guys, the first thing that I am going to talk about in the show 21, especially when it comes to pitching, is that when it comes down to understanding where to place the ball, okay? Here's one cardinal sin a lot of people do that cause a lot of homers, okay? What I recommend, unless it's maybe the lower away pitch, like a lower away location, try to stay in between the corners, okay? Don't go to the corners in general, okay? Try to stay in between them. Except for the top, and what I would say probably at the top, you're going to probably try to stay away from the top at all. I mean, really. I mean, unless it's like one of those sneaker pitches, like the sinker inside, high and in, that like comes back and looks like it's a ball, but comes as a strike. That's the only pitch. And then maybe an outside high and away fastball from Chapman that might work. But other than that, I want you guys to stay in between the side zones here. Okay, in and out. Stay in between these zones. I promise you, you stay in between these zones right here, you're going to be very effective. Okay? All right, because a lot of guys, they throw in the corners, and little do you know, the PCI for the hitter, it's a lot easier to pull down and go to those corners to hit it out. So really focus on staying away from the corners and stay in between on the side zones. Okay, both in and outside of the zone. All right, so when it comes to facing opposite side hitters, all right, so I got Al Leiter in the on the mound right now as we speak, facing Xander Bogaerts. Okay, so what I have noticed a lot in the show 21 and what has made me so effective. Now I use outfield as my view. Now this is just, I'm using strike zone to help paint a good depiction of you as a hitter. Okay, all right, so what I like to use, and this is something I actually tell my Twitch community, is that I like to personally use my vertical breaks. So where are my vertical breaks? So this is your curveball. That's curveball. You got sinkers, you got four seamers, and that's it from Al Leiter. Okay, those are your vertical breaks. So what do I mean by vertical? Okay, those are like your drop pitches. Those are the pitches that go down, that just go straight down. They don't go across. They go straight down. They almost like they're like a drop pitch. Okay, I like to keep those on the outer portion of the zone. Okay, I don't like to go inside because for the hitter, it's a lot easier for him to pull it and hit it out. Okay, so me personally, I like to go away because it helps me a lot of keeping him on his toes. Okay, a lot of times it's actually a lot difficult too to time this pitch as well. Okay, but other than that, that's what I like to do with the vertical pitches. Now for the across pitches, the horizontal, like the cutters where they cut across, this is where I go inside because it is hard to really time or get that PCI in the inner half of the ball and hit it out. That's where I like to keep my inside pitches. Like my cutters, I like to go inside the pitch. Okay, inside the batter. Because when he throws it out of the hand, it looks like a strike, and then it goes right across and goes for a ball. It's one of the most effective pitches, especially here is the slider. It's one of the effective pitches that I like to personally use because it looks like a strike out of the hand. All right? Okay, so here's the thing. On the opposite side, think drop pitches away, horizontal / cut across pitches inside. Bet you that's going to help. But remember, stay in between the lines. Don't go to the corners. Stay in between. I promise you, you're going to get more bad hits and even more strikeouts. All right, so here's the approach when it comes to same side hitters. So this is Alex Vertigo versus outlier, lefty on lefty. Okay, so we're gonna dive into this piece of what pitches do I use. So we use the drop pitch and the vertical and the horizontal pitch. Remember, from the opposite side stuff. Okay, so for anything in regards to vertical or drop pitches, I like to go inside. I like to go inside because here's the thing. When it comes to drop pitches, look at that sinker. Look how when it first released out of outlier's hand, it looks like it's going to go to this upper corner right here, right? But in reality, it actually ends up to right where his belt or upper thigh is. Okay, I like to use these drop pitches because they teach the hitter how to be a better hitter, and they also miss it a lot. Okay, I've noticed that even with curveballs I like to go high because it's one, the timing is a little weird and it's hard because it comes in faster, but it just shows like it just creates this eye-boggling experience with the hitter. I know I said that kind of weird, but it's something that throws off the hitter's timing. Okay, so drop pitches I always like to keep inside because it forces my player or the hitter, my opponent's hitter, to become a good hitter and actually look for something good. Okay, now when it comes to the horizontal pitches, the across pitches, like the cutters and sliders, those go away. I go away with those. Okay, because here's the reason. Because out of the hand, it looks like it's going inside or going down the middle, and then it cuts across. This is, unless he is looking for something away, this is a very difficult pitch to time and hit very hard. Just like that from Vertigo, he missed it, and I got my Willie Mays to make that catch. Okay, to time that pitch is very difficult to do in the Show 21. Okay, so remember, vertical pitches or drop pitches inside on same side hitters, and then you want to go the across pitch away when it comes to, you know, throwing your cutter or slider. Okay, I promise you, you're gonna be very effective by doing that. But also, I'm not saying that these pitches are gonna guaranteed. You still gotta hit your spots. You still gotta dot those pitches, man. It can't just be, oh well, I'm just gonna throw it here, like Swingman said, and just hopefully he'll just swing at it. No, hit your spots, throw strikes, get them out. Okay, that's the best way to do it. All right, guys, one of the last, we got two more things we got to talk about, okay? One of the last two things is one of the cardinal sins in this game that a lot of pitchers use is they throw a lot of flat pitches, okay? What do I mean by flat pitches? I'm talking two-seam. I'm talking four-seam with no outlier, by the way. Two-seam and four-seam with no outlier, by the way, okay? You got the cutter inside. Sometimes I notice that the cutter inside actually looks flat. All right, it doesn't have that like inside, like it's going to hit the hitter and then tails in for a strike. Okay, I've noticed that is a lot flat too, and the high changeup. Okay, I noticed that these pitches alone look flat to the hitter, and when they look flat to the hitter, I think we all know what happens when a hitter finds a flat pitch. He takes it 490 feet over the freaking wall and probably gets buys everyone steak at Durham Bull. Okay, all right. So what I recommend. Stick to stuff that moves. Stick to pitches that move. Don't go to things that are flat. Unless you have a four seam that has an outlier, don't use your four seam. If you got a sinker, use it. Use the sinker more. Okay? All right? And then change it up a little bit. Use your speed. Use your the ability of what I taught you with same side hitters and opposite side batters. Because I promise you, if you do that, it's a lot easier to pitch in this game, more than likely than not. Okay? And also, one quick tip, okay, is that when you don't use these flat pitches, when you use these movement pitches, try to be creative and make the pitch appear as a ball and then come as a strike. That is huge. And I've noticed that a lot of pitches like the high and away sinker or high and in sinker, or even the low and away sinker like this, when they look like balls but they come out as strikes, that is one of those pitches that really gets the hitter. So I recommend, and my tip is to try to do that in your games. Try to be creative with your pitches. Be creative, okay? All right? All right, guys, so when it comes to the settings of what I use in the Show 21 when it comes to pitching, I personally use pinpoint pitching, okay? The reason why I use pinpoint pitching is, for one, it's more accurate. I've noticed I got a lot more dotted pitches using this mode. But no, the other thing, I guess, it's kind of relies into accuracy, but you have actually this more You have actually not more, but less mistakes. All right. You actually throw the pitch that you want more often. I know when I was, back in last year's game in 20, when I used pure analog, there was many times where I would throw the pitch perfect, and then the pitch would go over the middle, and the guy would hit it out he would hit it out of the park. In this game, in pinpoint pitching, I've noticed I've gotten less mistakes. Okay. Now, just by using the pinpoint pitching now, it is hard to time, and it really is hard to master. But once you master it, it's out of the park. It's so good. Once you get it, it's done. I mean, you're going to be a really good effective pitcher, but pinpoint pitching is where it's at. It really is. If you get pinpoint pitching down, I promise you, you will probably be an effective pitcher. If you use pure analog or pulse or classic, you're going to have mistakes here and there, and then that's how the guys hit ding dongs. Okay. But this is something I use for pinpoint. It's something that has helped me a lot. I feel more confident with these settings. I personally do. And I know this is for the average goer. For like you guys, this is not for top 50. But I promise you, if you do master pinpoint, you will take your skills to the next level. Okay, you will do that. Okay? And if you can't, if you feel uncomfortable using pinpoint, that is fine. The best available option I then recommend is either meter or pure analog, because those are the next accurate, settings to get less mistakes on. If you use classic, great. I just still feel like classic, it's going to be very inaccurate. Pinpoint is where it's at in regards to accuracy and having more command. All right, guys. So the last and final thing that I'm going to show you is really, and I brought my Handcam back, which I'm really, really excited that it's back here. But I'm going to really show you guys how I position my thumbs and everything in regards to pitching. What makes it easier for me. Okay. I personally like to put the flat part of my thumb right here on the top of my Control Freak, which, by the way, these are the Galaxy Control Freaks. Highly recommend that you guys use these. Okay. And not only that, so I usually go no Control Freak on the side, on my right side of my controller, because I feel like it's a lot easier to control my analog coming down to where I want to place the ball. Okay. And really, this is how I hold my controller, really, like this. Okay, a little bit. It looks like I have it a little offset like this, so I have more control on my right controller than my left. Okay, so you can do it this way too, but I just noticed you can see like I'm a little offset towards this way, towards my strong side. Okay, but really how I time my pinpoint really well is that I try to follow the example. Okay, what it gives you. See how like it gives you an example and then it like stops. Okay, I want to try to follow that. So what I do is like just follow it. And if I miss, I miss, but that was a bad one. So, I'm trying to follow as best as I can. And then boom. There. Okay? So what you're trying to do, how you time right before he throws, right when you go, how the time right when you get to this position here is right when he starts his movement, his arm movement forward, that's when you go down with it. Okay, so right here without. So I'm going to do it again. Right when he starts his movement forward, boom. There it is. Boom. Every time. Okay, I am facing the computer, so I know that does help a lot. But this is something that I use a lot, that I kind of focus on, is that right when you get to there, and then right when he brings it forward, that's when I throw it. Okay, and maybe a little sooner too. But that's how I time the pinpoint, is that as soon as he begins his arm going forward, that's when I throw it. Okay, this is something that I kind of use on my own when I'm playing my games on Twitch or in general. All right, but I hope it really helps you guys out too, because this is something that I use all the time in regards to hand placement and everything. Okay, all right, so this is my hand placement for Swingman. I hope it helps you guys out a lot. It's definitely helped me a lot in regards to how to time the pitch going down once you get to the pinpoint at the top. It's just me. It's just right when the pitcher's arm starts to come forward, that's when we go down. All right, guys, that is it for today's YouTube video. We talked about a lot of things, man. A lot of things we talked about. We really dive into, how to use pinpoint, why you should use pinpoint. But not only that, we really dive into how to approach different side hitters, facing the opposite hitters and facing the same side hitter. Okay, and we learned what pitches to throw in regards to those particular hitters. Okay, and then the last piece, I really dive into one of the big cardinal sins to not throw flat pitches to hitters in this game. All right. A lot of people make that mistake where if it's not a particular pitch that doesn't have outlier, they throw it and they don't realize that that's the pitch that the hitter wants. They want that nice flat looking pitch. Okay. And then, almost forgot. I also showed you guys how I position my hands in regards to how to throw pinpoint pitches in this game. I hope it really helped you guys have a visual learning experience in regards to what you can do, how to hold the controller and how to use pinpoint and how to use your thumbs. Okay. But before I leave, if you guys liked the video and enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and share this video as you can. The more we can share, the better that the community can get, because this is for everybody. This is for the non-top 50 die. This is something that somebody that is struggling to get to championship series or division series, this video is for you. Okay, specifically for you. If a top 50 gets benefit from this video, awesome. But this video is for you, okay? Also, hit that subscribe button, bell notifications button so that you guys are notified for my future uploads on this channel, okay? I'll try to upload every week or so, all right? But also, if you guys want any more content and if you guys have any more questions, also dive into my Twitch streams that I stream during the week. I pretty much go every day except for maybe Wednesdays and Saturdays some days. So I highly recommend you guys go in there and check it out. Say hi to me. If you have any other questions, ask in chat. More than willing to help. Okay. But other than that, guys, I wish you guys nothing but perfects and pinpoint pitching and Swingman. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.